Reality shifting is a game, but 97% of people are losing it. How do you become a winner? By removing the two hidden barriers that nobody really talks about, which is the real reason why you're on this video. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. But it's very important that you first understand why 97% of people are losing the game of reality shifting. Because once you do, everything becomes easy. There's two main reasons. Reason number one is what I call the subconscious barrier. Reason number two is what I call feeling lack in the present moment. Everybody knows that in order to shift your reality, you need to shift your consciousness. You need to shift your identity. You need to feel the future reality in the present, right? But what no one tells you is, why does it feel so hard to do this sometimes? Why does it feel so hard to feel my new reality? Why does it feel like sometimes I don't want to do it? It's because you have hidden barriers and blockages along the way. Barrier number one and barrier number two. If we're able to clear them, then you're able to purify your nervous system. You get to align to your true self to the point where you can close your eyes and instantly start feeling your desired reality without a contradictory state of consciousness that used to live within you. In order to get the new reality, we need to get rid of the old. And that's what we're talking about today. You need to go deeper than most manifestation teachings. You need to understand that there needs to be discipline, commitment, and presence involved. You can't give so easily. That's why most people fail. They try this for a week, for a month, and then they leave it and they think it doesn't work, and they start to doubt themselves and lose their power. But the law didn't change. They just gave up because they gave more power to the outer reality instead of having faith in what they were feeling within themselves. Because when your level of faith in the things that you're feeling in the unseen is greater than the power that you're giving outside of yourself, then that's how you start moving mountains. And that's when reality actually shifts. And it's that easy. So we need to remove the debris along the way. Okay? Now, barrier number one in depth is something that is not addressed very much. Your nervous system conditioning, your subconscious conditioning. Imagine that you tell me to close my eyes and manifest and tap into a really high level of consciousness of abundance. And I can do it. But if my nervous system is charged with fears, with limitations, with fight or flight responses, with survival programming, then imagine how hard this is going to be. This took me 8 years to realize. This first pillar, I call it purification. This is the hidden barrier you must remove through purification. Right? Your inner critic, your trapped emotions, your past conditioning. Whenever you're trying to shift and break the ceiling into the abundant reality, into the new heaven, the old you, the old consciousness will try to pull you back, and it's so ingrained that it's literally in your nervous system. Right? So it's not willpower that you need, it's a purification of these stored patterns. This took me 8 years, guys. Do not take this for granted. It's so important. It's a trinity of things. Yeah, your body will literally hold on to your old reality through your nervous system. And that's why manifestation will feel really hard. Now, the second barrier in depth, and we'll talk about the solution in a bit, but the second barrier is this false belief that a manifestation or that shifting your reality will bring you lasting peace, fulfillment, and joy. Because the truth is, my friend, that it won't. And you can't really shift reality into abundance while you're manifesting from lack and scarcity and thinking that you're missing something. You have to discipline again the mind, be as the true mystic, and start to become conscious of being what you want to be. And not only that, but to realize that right now you are everything that you want to be. This is something that I tell myself a lot. I say, I am everything that I want to be now. There's only wholeness inside of me. JP, the source of life, the source of all manifestation already lives within you. How could you ever lack something? How could you ever think that something in the future will bring you lasting joy and fulfillment when it's a trap? And if you tell yourself this, I need to shift reality to be happy, whole, and complete, then you'll never break free from this trap and this hidden barrier. Because this needy energy is exactly the thing that repels what you want. And then you wonder why our manifestations not coming. Is because you're needy and you're repelling them, and you're trying to use external change to fill an internal void. So part of reality creation is to do the inner purification that you need in order to remember that you were whole all along. And not to just know that intellectually, but to actually feel it in every fiber of your being, to the point where you can smile and look at yourself in the mirror and be so proud and so grateful. It truly is all about giving yourself that love from yourself. So true power comes from feeling whole now before anything changes. So whatever feeling you think you want from shifting your reality, give yourself permission to start feeling it now, again and again and again, and implement it, and start to remember that you are everything that you want to be now, that you are worthy and deserving of everything that you want now, because you are already whole and there's nothing that you need to seek. So give yourself that love and let yourself be happy and grateful in the present moment, just because you exist, just because you are alive, just because we're breathing, just because you exist. Be grateful for life for that. Be grateful to yourself for that. Thank you. Recognize your greatness. Stop chasing empty promises in the future. And everything will shift way easier than you can ever believe. This is how I literally cracked the code. Because when I started to go into the game of reality, I was losing like everybody else. And one of the main reasons is because I had a very harsh inner critic. I had a lot of trapped emotions and I had a lot of subconscious trauma. So of course it was hard for me to access on a feeling-based body feeling the truth that we all listen in the different YouTube videos, right? It's different. It hits differently when you do the work to purify your vessel so that the truth and the light and the power can be received and revealed within yourself way easier, right? Because then you become a natural magnet of abundance and luck and attraction, because you're not adding more strategies and manifestation techniques. You're actually removing the layers of programming and consciousness that were contradicting the truth that you already know here, but now you need to bring it here. That's why this work is so important. So I started to purify my inner critic, my trapped emotions. I started to practice presence as well. I started to rewire myself and understand the truth that nothing out there will ever bring me happiness, and what will bring me happiness is the recognition of who I am. And when I can play the game of reality from wholeness instead of lack, I'm automatically in the 2 or 3% that are winning. That's really deep. Make sure you pay attention and take notes on that. And this is what I discovered. When I removed the barriers of the conditioning and the lack, the chasing, the doing, the survival-based programming in the here and now, when I started to remove these two barriers, reality started to shift easily. There was barely anything. Of course, I had to feel, I had to create and embody a new consciousness, but it was so much easier. It's like a live on easy mode instead of legendary or extra hard. And so that's my experience. So think about this. When the barriers are gone, true power emerges. With purification, there's really no opposing forces that are fighting your new consciousness. And with presence, you now manifest from wholeness instead of neediness. And this applies also to your business. You don't need the clients. You get to manifest from wholeness. You get to fill your own cup first, full of love, sitting every day and every night in that inner temple, feeling God, feeling wholeness, feeling the source, thanking the source, feeling the light that you are. And that's literally the fastest way to shift your reality. And you must have so much self-respect, so much love for you that you create this devotion. This is one of the missing pieces. Why did I go from losing the game of reality into winning it? Because I started to discipline myself. I started to remove this internal resistance. I started to find wholeness now. The realization is there. And this is the missing piece for so many of us. The integration, the daily practice is what no manifestation person or spiritual teacher is telling you. Because it's not as simple as people paint it to be. It is easy, but you need to know the steps that you're receiving today. And then look at this. You have this trinity of purification, presence, and power. You cultivate wholeness. We're going to talk about how you can do that now. So how can you start removing internal resistance? The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper, a journal, and you're going to connect or feel the most prevalent, weird or trapped emotion of fear, of lack, of scarcity that you can think about. And you're going to become a channel to transmute and alchemize this emotion. You can pick any emotion that you want, and you're going to start writing word by word. You're going to start feeling, okay, tension in real time. This is something where you will practice. You might write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then more and more will come out of you. And so you'll start, okay, tension, stress, anger, frustration, pressure, responsibility, weirdness, stuck, failure, blah, 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 blah. And then once you go through that first layer, you'll come to sadness. Okay, sadness. And you'll start to, if you allow yourself to feel, you will start having tears. Allow yourself to feel the emotions that you're writing down. Sadness. Okay, sadness. You can write the same ones again and again. Sadness, grief, loss. Then you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And then there's a moment where you write down, okay, safer, more peace, more relaxation, excited, joy, happy, blah, blah, blah. And that's how you, in real time, that's how you start transmuting these trapped emotions. This is one of the principles that I teach. And if you want to get access to those principles, I send them out every week. And you can get my free newsletter below. Super simple. Every week you get an amazing revelation for your life and business. It's absolutely insane. And so with this revelation in hand, I want you to start treating yourself with more and more love. To remove this inner resistance, you need to quiet the mind. And I need to give you the protocol to every day sit down in silence and start cleansing the mind. It's like you're showering. You shower every day. You brush your teeth every day. So why would you keep on accumulating weird emotions, stuck energies, trapped emotions? It's not even therapy. It's literally energetic clearing for your consciousness expansion. And that's how you start doing this. How do we start finding wholeness in the now? All right? You start finding wholeness in the now when you realize that life is happening now. And not only is life happening now, but your power, your peace, your wholeness can only be accessed and felt right here and right now. Can you feel wholeness? Can you feel peace in a future moment that does not exist? Can you feel that in your past? Even if you feel it on a past memory or a future memory, you're still feeling that sense of peace and wholeness now. And so something that really helped me in my journey that I want to share with you is that I realized that my highest purpose was to enjoy life now. Regardless of anything that was happening, regardless of the work that I was doing, I no longer had to delay the joy of being, of knowing that the source lives within me, of understanding that I do not become worthy by achieving more and doing more. I become worthy by remembering who I am, my identity of my true self, and my true self is eternal. And that's why Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you. And when I realized that the kingdom actually lives within me, I can rejoice in that, because 97% of people would lose the game of reality shifting by thinking that a future event will bring them happiness, will bring them fulfillment. They think that someday, sometime, that car, that business, that woman, that man, that relationship, that health, those clothes, that watch, that apartment, that everything, that family is going to make them happy. But the true source of permanent peace and happiness comes from the recognition, the acknowledgement, and the love that you pour out to the source that is within you, which is already whole and worthy. And if you can realize that, then you stop playing the game of chasing and the game where you will lose automatically. And so life is always happening now. It's a joy, it's a pleasure to be present. Why? Because even if I achieve all of my reality shifting, even if I achieve all of my manifestations, if I don't develop the skill to be present and to enjoy what I have and who I am now, it will never be enough. If I can't enjoy life now, it doesn't matter if in 5 years I have all the cars, the apartments, and the money in my bank account, because my mind will trick me into believing that I still haven't made it and that there's another level that I need to reach before I'm happy, fulfilled, or at peace. So do you want to live that way? Do you want to live in the way where you're feeling fear all the time and where reality you're trying to shift it, but it's hard and you're struggling and you're surviving and you have no idea why it is because you haven't actually committed to clearing these two barriers. Because once you do that, then reality is easy. And all you have to do is take yourself to the level of consciousness that you want to claim. going to bring it back here for a second. Look at this changeless law. Contemplate this changeless law. This is how the mystic within you does it. If I want to shift my reality for a business that brings me peace, purpose, and profit, which is what we do, by the way, then I need to become conscious of being it now. How does it feel to be the consciousness that already has that business? How does that consciousness live? And this is where the persistent comes. I am still conscious of being it. Meaning right now, I am conscious of being the consciousness that has this amazing business, that has this amazing life, that has this amazing impact and purpose. I get to feel it now. I get to psychologically go into this state of receiving and receptivity where I can feel the feeling of having the thing desired. And the more that I dwell there, the more natural it becomes for me to be that. And I shall continue to be that. And I shall continue to do this practice of being it until it is perfectly expressed in my outer reality, because I understand that if I feel the movie here enough times and with enough intensity and discipline, reality will shift effortlessly and easily, as long as I follow these 3 steps. Okay? This is what creates permanent change, is consistently doing this every single day. This is the gap between knowing about reality shifting and actually living it. And this is why 97% of people will lose it. And I've created 2 different ways to help you and guide you and mentor you to bridge the gap, to shift your reality and actually live it, especially for your business, your wealth, and your abundance. So below in the links, there's 2 different options depending on who you are. There's a 30-day challenge where every single day you're going to get a protocol with subconscious clearing sessions, with daily purification practices, and with daily habits and routines. And every day you're going to have a tracker, a 30-day tracker, where you're going to be held accountable. And you will have 5 core lessons, super simple. With 20 minutes a day, you can do the self-paced option. And because some subconscious reprogramming sessions is a modality that I've developed for the last 4 to 5 years, I graduated as a civil engineer, and I've taken that skill set. I am an engineer as well, and I've engineered the best subconscious reprogramming sessions. For what? For the inner critic, to remove the deep-seated trauma from the nervous system, from the to purify the mental body, the emotional body, to clear the energy systems on a level that you've never experienced. This is not some basic visualization or Reiki or anything like that. This is transcendence. That's the name of the modality. So all of that will be in the 30-day challenge. And then you have option number 2, which is if you want to do this with me for your business, if you're an entrepreneur who's already successful and you want to get to the next level by using principles of consciousness to expand yourself and your business, then that's going to be the option for you. You get access to me one-on-one, and there's a link below where you can learn more about this opportunity. So I'll see you on the other side. Much love. Take everything you've received today and start living it and applying it. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.